This is an audio cinema experience. Headphones are recommended for full immersion. This series might contain mature themes. Bobbili Fort. Time: 8 o'clock at night. Guards stand watch on the high stone walls. The wind is still, breathing softly, like it fears to wake the night. But total silent, but far. Soldiers stand night watch on the stone walls, while distant tribal drums from the villages keep them alert. One soldier stopped walking and stared into the darkness beyond the walls. A faint red glow flickers far away. It moves, spreads, bursts like rising fire. The soldier's eyes sharpen, not with fear, but alertness. He calls the commander in charge. The commander's eyes follow the torches flickering in the darkness. In the distance, hundreds of torchlights move. Slowly, the vision grows clearer. Chariots, horses, elephants, war drums, all emerging from the darkness. It's a massive army, endless, advancing. Dozens of war dogs, restrained by their handlers. And then, one massive chariot, larger than the rest, not pulled by horses, but by a rhinoceroses. On the chariot stands a single warrior, armored in black steel. The commander freezes for a heartbeat, then raises his horn and blows. The sound tears through the night. The commander races down the walls and mounts his horse. The horse thundered through the streets of Bobbili. Hooves struck stone in a rapid, urgent rhythm, echoing between the narrow walls of the town. Market streets that once hummed with life fell silent as the army commander rode through, dust rising behind him. The commander rode past the second gate, crossing into the residential quarters. Homes stood still, doors half closed, elders watching from shadows. Ahead, the palace rose, massive, unmoving, ancient. The palace gates swung open. The horse skidded to a halt. The commander leapt down before it fully stopped. No pause, no ceremony. He stormed forward, boots striking marble, guards stepping aside as he cut through corridors like a blade. His pace quickened as he reached the royal chambers. Inside, the chamber was vast. Pillars rising like sentinels, oil lamps flickering softly. King Rangarayudu stepped forward from the inner hall. They call him King Ranga. Before the king could speak, the commander dropped to one knee. Maharaja, his voice cracked, not with fear, but urgency. Commander to King Raya, we have been misled. The enemy army is at our gates. Silence fell. King Ranga did not react at once. He closed his eyes. Just for a moment. A breath passed, heavy, measured, as if he was steadying the weight of the kingdom itself. When his eyes opened, they carried no shock, only resolve. Paparayudu must be informed by any means, he said quietly. This is the story of the Bobbili War, and it did not begin that day. 1 year earlier, it began. Bobbili and Vijayanagaram, like any two neighboring kingdoms, clashed over land, water, and pride. But Vijayanagaram was 3 times larger. Its armies were vast. Its treasury overflowed. On paper, it should have crushed Bobbili. And yet, it never dared to attack. Because Bobbili was no ordinary kingdom. It was a bastion of warriors, fierce, loyal, and unshakable in the face of death. Their rivalry found an outlet, not in war, but in a tradition. The Bobbili War Games. Held every year during the Pongal festival, this was not just sport. It was a statement. Hand-to-hand combat was the crown event. No armies, no generals, just raw strength, skill, and honor. Each kingdom sent their finest. And for 15 straight years, Bobbili reigned undefeated. But the Pongal of the previous year was different. A dusty trail winds toward the great Bobbili fort. The sun scorches the Deccan land. And from the horizon, a caravan approaches, hooves pounding like war drums, wheels creaking, dust rising with every breath of the earth. They've arrived, warriors from a rival land, cheerful, hopeful, looking up at the fort that has humbled so many. They wonder, will this be the year we break their reign? For 15 years, Bobbili has ruled the war games. And they all know why. Paparayudu, the fire behind Bobili's warriors. The man who trains soldiers as if forging steel. Every fighter shaped by his rage and restraint. But this year, the enemy brought something else. Something not born of flesh, but of metal. It rolls behind them. A monstrous iron chariot. Its wheels scar the earth. Its chains sing of blood. Inside sits a shadow, a beast from foreign lands. Muscles like stone, eyes like fire. A storm that hasn't struck yet, but will. Color. The undefeated. The unforgiving. And now, he stares at Bobbili. Morning sunlight spills across the Bobbili palace, its corridors bathed in gold, its air thick with the scent of sandalwood and marigold. Inside a quiet chamber, King Ranga Rayudu stands before a tall mirror. Silk robes drape over his shoulders. Gold clasps fasten at his chest. His eyes are steady, but not unburdened. From behind, a soft hand smooths a fold in his robe. Queen Malama, graceful, radiant, carrying both child and courage. He smiles faintly at the mirror, not the smile of a king, but of a husband, grateful, grounded. Together, they share this silence, a silence more intimate than words, a shared ritual before a public day. The king steps out. His silk robe catches the sunlight. but his eyes are drawn not to the sky, but to the courtyard below. There, his young prince struggles to tame a spirited little horse, tiny hands gripping reins, tiny feet digging in, determined, breathless, proud. Laughter echoes from nearby guards, and the king walks on. Through blooming vines and marble arches, his footsteps steady. Behind him, love. Before him, duty. At the far corridor, the royal minister bows. All is ready, Maharaja. The arena awaits. The king nods. Is Paparayudu here? No, Maharaja. He's at the outer camp, overseeing the new wall. Another nod. A quiet hum of approval. The day has begun. In love, in laughter, and in preparation for what is to come. From the palace gates, a golden chariot rolls into view, its frame gleaming with sunlight, its silks fluttering like royal banners in the breeze, a moving symbol of Bobili's pride. And then he appears, king and queen. Behind them, small footsteps echo across the marble. Their children, the future of Bobbili, walking toward a destiny far larger than themselves. Just as they reach the chariot, an old royal servant steps forward, her back bent, her devotion unshaken. She holds a coconut in trembling hands, circles it around the royal family. Once, twice, thrice. A silent prayer, a shield of faith. And then she strikes it to the ground. The coconut shatters, an ancient ritual fulfilled. The king's chariot leads the way. Behind him, hundreds follow. Royal families, noble courtiers, armored guards, proud soldiers, loyal hands of the palace. A majestic procession flows like a river of honor through the living streets of Bobbili. The city awakens with joy. Citizens flood the streets by the thousands, waving, clapping, chanting with devotion. From rooftops, women shower flower petals like rain. Children race beside the chariot, eyes glowing with pride and wonder. Among the sea of faces, the young prince spots a group of boys, his friends from the city's humble streets. He waves eagerly, signaling them closer. But the royal guards block their path. "Father, those are my friends," says the young prince. With a smile, the king raises his hand, a single gesture, and the guards step aside. The boys are welcomed onto the chariot, barefoot, wide-eyed, standing among silk and armor. And ahead lies the royal arena, where warriors clash and legends are carved into stone. The gates open, and the procession rides in. The arena trembles as thousands rise, roaring in reverence for their king. For this year, Bobili's warriors face more than tradition. They face a monster from the east. Kala. Can Bobbili withstand him? Let's wait and see. Written and created by KVS.